Hi, this is Paul at PATools, and today we're going to be looking at the PATools Merge Suite, which is part of the PATools Excel Toolbox. So you'll have the software installed. On earlier versions you access this from the menus. In later versions you will find there are PATools items on the Home tab, and there's a separate tab of PATools here with all the different items on there. So we're going to be using the Merge Suite today, so let's open that up. And we will open the demo workbook, and that will allow us to see some demonstrations on how this works. So let's start with a very simple one. Data 0 and template 0 belong together. This is our merge data. So we have name and score. We can make that bold, that's the titles. So we have John scored 10 and Mary scored 20. And we're going to merge them into a Dear John, your score is 10, well done. Dear Mary, your score is 20. So we simply have the data, and we go PATools, Merge Suite, and it says my source data is data 0, rows 2 to 3, so we go next. The template to receive it is template 0, and this is the trick here. Always have your template just after your data if you can, and then it saves you having to go and find it in there. So you can just do next again, and we will go to the print preview, and we will do next. And it's about to run. We can go back and change things, finish and run the merge, run from 2 rows. So here we are, preview, Dear John, your score is 10, well done, we'll close that. And here's the next one, Dear Mary, your score is 20, well done. A very, very simple mail merge. Let's look at a slightly more complicated one. Data 1 and output 1 belong together, and this is basically a letter about bonuses. What this is showing you is there's some obvious Dear first name. If we look at data, first name is Peter, then Jane, then Sarah, and so on. There is for the period from to period to. So you'll see on the template you always use these less than, and greater than symbols here to mark out the merge fields. This demonstrates that you can also pick up a sales value here. So if we look at the first one, the sales value is this figure here, and then we can do some calculations on it. So this can round up that figure there to 0 decimal places. This one here can then go and look up table 1. Here's a lookup table where it is and find the bonus rate depending on which band their sales are in. Obviously at the moment, because this is rubbish, this is text, these are showing errors. But once we do the mail merge, it will all come good. So let's try. Let's just run a mail merge, and we will just run 2 of them for the moment. Merge Suite. By the way, you can highlight them to get it to select, or if you do that, it will try and guess that it's from rows 2 to row 7. You can obviously change this and just say which rows, and if you double click on this, that selects row 2, double click again, row 7, row 7. It can be double clicking there can help you quickly select ranges that you may want. So let's just do rows 2 to 3. We'll just do run 2 merges into output 1, print preview again, finish and run the merge. And so you'll see here's the first letter, Dear Peter, and it's all calculated, it's all looked up, the bonus rate is looked up, the calculations are done. It looks like a sensible letter that could be printed. And same thing on the second one, Dear Jane. So that is a simple mail merge where we have 1 row of data going into each merge. Data 2. This is the second type of mail merge. Now this one's a little bit more complicated because what we have here is we have 2 rows of data in the first merge and 3 rows of data in the second merge. The output is again a letter, but it's confirming an order. Here's your order for today. And the concept you have here is that in these sort of merges you typically have headers. So Dear name at company. That appears just once, but then you have a section of the body part where you have multiple rows. So this could be 2 rows, 3 rows, 4, 5, or of course just 1. So in the first one it's going to be 2 rows of data, the second one is going to be 3 rows of data. So this sort of merge enables you to create data where you've got headers and you've got bodies, and the software recognizes it by the fact that you've got H dot and B dot in front of the descriptions of the names, both there and in the template. B dot price, B dot quantity. And the way it works is it basically starts in column A and works its way across, and it finds the first column that's got an H dot in it. So it could be, if for example this was B dot something else like B dot company, then it would look there and it would look here and say, oh, found the first H dot, so this is the index. So I'm going to work my way down here, and every time this changes, that's a new merge. But if it doesn't change, it's not a new merge. And in fact, you can have it blank, so it ignores blank. So it says that's the same merge as the previous one. Oh, it's changed to Henry, that's a new merge. So these could be blank as well. And that would work perfectly well. So I'm going to put this back to h.company, and let's see what happens if we run this merge. So rows 2 to 6, to output 2, print preview, yes. And here's the first one, Dear Peter at Smith's Workshop, and there's the 2 lines. And it's calculated 2 lines and added it up. You can look at the template to see how it does that. And the second merge, Henry at Hawkins Garage, confirms 3 order lines. Again, very simple, but powerful. And it's powerful because you can start to get a bit more complicated. Here's a third example where we're now doing a statement of account, where there's a range of invoices that are due and some are overdue based on the dates, and you can also email them out. So we will just very quickly run a merge, and this demonstrates how this can be blank. That's all one merge. So it's going to start in column A. Oh look, there's an H dot. So that's where whenever this changes, ignoring blanks, that's a new merge. So let's merge this one here from 2 to 2. If we double click there, oops, come on, there we go, 2 to 20. Just recognize the end of this range. Output 3, and we might do it this time to a new Word document. Finish and run the merge, yes. So let's see what happens here. Document 1 has been created in a new session of Word with the merge results. The file has not been saved. So that's all completed successfully. So let's go look, there's Microsoft Word, statement of account. Here they all are, each merge on a separate page. So that could be saved, that could be printed on headed paper. So you have different ways of outputting. You can see here that it's done all the calculations. So on this one, that one's over 30 days, so it's overdue, and it adds up the overdues down here. Again, look at the formulas on the template and you'll see how that's done. And this is the power of this. Not only can you do fancy mail merges, but you use the power of Excel to do a lot of calculations. Those calculations can be either on the data or on the output, or on both. Data 4. We now move on to another example, which is a letter with school results, multiple pupils and grades and subjects, but one parent name at one address. I'll let you run that one for yourself. Try that one out. Data 5. The last one is a different type of merge, and this is one where we have a county school result sheet, and here we're going to have 5 merge results on each page. So it's basically single line merges, a bit similar to the first one, but here we prefix everything with an M dot. And over here it's M dot first name 01, M dot first name 02, first name 03, 4, 5, and we could add a 6 and so on down the bottom. There's also something else going on here where there's a formula here that displays an X or an OK, and that is going to allow us to hide certain rows. So let's try running the mail merge on here. Go into merge suite from 2 to 10, next, and we're going to open the advanced options now, because what we're going to do is we are going to, on the output sheet, delete rows marked X in the output. And you can do the same thing on columns. So that's in the first row on the left. Go next. and let's do this to a print preview. Next, finish and run the merge. 9 rows. Let's see what we get. There's the first one. Jane, George, John, William, Henry. And the second one has just got the 4 on it. The fifth one has been deleted because it actually had X's in that column there. How did we get those X's not to show? It's very simple. We just look at the, if we look at the print area, you see, excludes column A. So column A is there for calculations. So on the first sheet that we did, all 5 of them were filled in. On the second sheet, there were only 4 of them to be filled in because there's only 9 sets of data. So these remained as X, and the software basically went down and deleted these rows. Because otherwise the last merge would have shown all this stuff here at the bottom. So there we are. That is a brief introduction to some of the power of the merge suite. We would recommend that you look through the advanced options. You can do all sorts of clever stuff in here. You can ignore rows marked X in the source data in the same way as it deletes rows marked X in the outputs. So there's various options there. Have a look at the help file. If you click on help, that should open up the internet, except we're not connected to the internet at the moment, so it's not working. But that will take you to the help file where you can see more information. Thanks for watching.